फ्रेंड्स, आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे रेनेसा और इसके इम्पोर्टेंट टेंडेंसीज के बारे में। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। द रेनेसा वाज ए लिटरेरी मूवमेंट. इट हैड its origin in Greece. It came to England through Italy, Germany, and France. The historical background of the Renaissance. In 1453, there was the fall of Constantinople to the Turks, and as a result of it, the Greek scholars had to fly to Italy with the books of high philosophy. These scholars began to spread their learning and knowledge in Italy. From Italy, the same knowledge came to France. From France, the classical knowledge was transported to England. Some of the English scholars who were interested into classical learning went to Rome, Florence, and Padua to study Greek literature. Sir John Choke was appointed professor in Cambridge University in 1994. Four phases of the Renaissance. The Renaissance started from the beginning of the 16th century and lasted up to the start of the Restoration. This period of 160 years can be divided into the following four periods. The period of preparation or the childhood of Renaissance 1550 to 1570. The Elizabethan period 1570 to 1602. It was the period of adolescence of Renaissance. This was a practical and positive age marked by fullness of national spirit, love for knowledge, spirit of adventure, and the desire to obtain higher ideals and objects. The third phase was the Jacobean age, beginning from 1602 to 1625. It was the period of manhood. The fourth phase was the Caroline period, which started from 1625 to 1660. This was the old age of Renaissance. The meaning of Renaissance. The meaning of Renaissance is a rebirth. It is the rebirth of classic learning. It was a new learning, especially the Greek learning. It brought sublime success, ripe wisdom, heroic deeds, and a new spirit full of life, light, and beauty. Definition of Renaissance. Moody and Lloyd, in their History of English Literature, defined the Renaissance as the intellectual rebirth which showed itself in the effort of individual to free himself from the rigid institution of the Middle Age, feudalism, and the church, and asserted his right to live, to think, and to express himself in accordance with a more flexible secular code. Qualities of the Renaissance. The Renaissance had the following qualities. It was the rebirth of classical or Greek learning. It was a questioning of tradition. The reaction against spiritual authority and religion. Secularism had set in, the emphasis upon the scientific spirit, attention on the present world rather than to the future, violation to the ideal and adaptation of the practical, insistence upon this world in place of the next world, birth of a new world. The Renaissance was the birth of a new world on the edge of the Dark Ages. This was a discovery of man of a new life, an age of challenge. This was the challenge to the authority of the Church, of the rules and regulations, adopt, adoption of the new learning. The Renaissance included in itself the virtues of the literatures of Greek and Latin as well as the scholars of antiquity. Important events of the Renaissance. The following were the important events of Renaissance: publication of the Bible. For the first time, the Bible was translated into English. The religious facts came to the knowledge of the common people, the different journeys. During this period, the spirit of adventure and enterprises dominated the minds of the public. For example, Vasco da Gama made journeys and opened ways for trade and commerce. Victories over the Spanish Armada. The victories over the Spanish Armada by the English fleet brought new courage and hope into the minds of the people. The English man's morale was upraised. Adventures of Columbus. Columbus found a new route to America. Balboa discovered the Pacific Ocean. Discovery of the press. The invention of the printing press by Caxton brought new knowledge to England through translation of Greek literature. Knowledge of the new cosmos. Galileo's discoveries of the moon and other astronomers gave the knowledge of the new cosmos. Milton wrote Paradise Lost. Advent of the new theatre. During the Renaissance, the new theatre appeared in England for the first time. Formation of the East India Company. In 1599 AD, the East India Company was set up, which was the proof the British expansionism, the Renaissance spirit was found behind it. The outcome of the movement. Renaissance brought a new knowledge known as humanism, and the sponsors of this knowledge were called humanists. The Reformation. The Renaissance was overpowered by the movement of Reformation, which brought the sense of freedom and individualism into the minds of the people. The impact of Renaissance on literature. The Renaissance had wonderful effect upon the literature of this period. This saw poets like the Earl of Surrey, Thomas Yat, Sir Philip Sidney, William Shakespeare, Edmund Spenser, and John Milton. In the field of drama, Marlowe, John Lyly, George Peele, Robert Greene exalted the spirit of Renaissance ideas like the thirst for knowledge, love for beauty, pleasure for earthly life, love of wealth and riches, love for power, love for adventure. In the field of prose, Bacon introduced the love for learning, the desire for knowledge and scientific inquiry, love for wealth. Pope has said about Bacon, if parts allure three things, how Bacon shined the wisest, brightest and meanest of mankind. फ्रेंड्स, वीडियो पसंद आए तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर कीजिए। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।